Welcome back to the channel, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian, the introverted marketer. It ain't hard to tell, it's simple. Now listen, family. Today we're doing a video on a tool called, it's the Nano Banana Pro Prompt Builder. Shout out PromptGeek. Just putting this channel at the forefront. Give the creator respect. They created this tool. It's the video. They wanted to come up with something to compete with Higgsfield. And they created something, and it's a one and done. You buy it and you own that outright. You just using your Nano Banana API key to run everything for you. So if you want a tool where you have more creative control and you're not locked into a subscription, but you are kind of front loading the course using your API key, this is the tool for you. And we're gonna go into it. If we go over to AI Studio, and I did a video before on API keys, and there'll be a link in the description about API keys and how I set it up. But you can see I cleared it out. A lot of my things here with Google AI Studio, we got ebook writer, because Nano Banana images in there. We got Get Page, and we got Nano Banana Pro Prompt Builder, which is the tool that we focusing on right here. Now, the tool right here, you can see system ready. Got the manual API key. We put it here. The tool is meant for Windows. I tried to use crossover to run it. It didn't really work out for me. That's why I'm shooting this video on Windows. Options matter, family. Simple. I got a MacBook Air 2020 that I run everything on in terms of my business and shooting videos. But also got my gaming PC that I use for gaming, but it's also a capable computer on its own for a workflow. So that's why we're here to test this out. So I know Higgsfield been hitting up a lot of creators trying to promote their product, and that's fine. But what we want to do is show, and you see we got access to the Gemini 3 Pro image. What we want to do is show a comparable product at a lower price point and see what it actually do compared to Higgsfield. Now you can see right here, we got a lot of different options here. We got subject and framing, lighting and mood. It's not, and we'll go through everything actually. And of course, we'll just do everything off the cuff just to test it out. And you can see we got options from 1K to 2K to 4K. And you can copy the scene using that JSON, and you can generate the image. Everything is all set up and ready to go. Now, mind you, when you're using your API key with Google specifically, they'll bill your account. I show you that in the video, in the description, in the pinned comment. You can check that out. They're going to bill you for it, but it's not going to come out right away. So that's one thing you got to understand about using your API key. Google's going to bill you, and then at a certain time, they'll charge your card, and they'll come to collect that. So I just want you to understand that is the friction you get with using tools that tap into your API key. You paying for that based on how the provider handles it. Now with OpenAI, they charge you right away. With OpenRouter, they charge you right away. With Google, it's a little bit different. They bill your account, and then in a certain period, they come to pay it, or you could pay it yourself once that bill actually shows up in your account. Just want to get that out there. But I know we're about 4 minutes in, and I ain't really show you the product, so let's go ahead and get to it. So you see they got different shots, and you can filter the options if you want. They got 25 options, from bird's eye view, close up, cutaway, cowboy shot, Dutch angle, tire body, establish a shot, extreme close up. And I've been seeing a lot of people going crazy with the Higgsfield, because Higgsfield, they even hit me up in the email, because it seems like they paying people, and that's fine. But Higgsfield is a monthly subscription. And if that's not something you want, then this is something here to consider. Look at all these different scenes, type of shot angles that the tool offers. You could just click whatever it is that you want and construct the whole scene. But you're going to pick one at a time, right? And everything is really going to be dependent on what ideas you have in mind. But you see they have different lighting source, candlelight, color gels, high key lighting, loop lighting, low key lighting, silhouette shadows, top lighting. So I just want you to understand it's not going to be an in-depth review in terms of how to expertly use the tools, just giving an overview of my thoughts and opinions on it and showing everything that the tool offers. And we're going to go through a workflow and just do something demonstrating what it could do for you. And we'll go from there. You can see with the camera body, you got different kind of cameras. $43 options, family. A whole bunch of different cameras. I just want to show you all the options that they have available before we actually go through and do a sample video, photos, and all that stuff. I just want to show you 12 different types. And the creator is going to actively be updating this tool, so it's not like it's a one and done. So definitely want to support fam. I think they created something pretty good. I'm not sure if they vibe coded it. I just know they got a Windows version and they got a Mac version you could download. I paid $14.99. I picked this up today. Today is Monday, January 19th. I picked this up today. So you see we got those options there. I showed you the camera body, the focal length, the lens type, and the film stock. And of course, they got different photographer styles. 99 available options, family. So you can filter options if you want, but you can see I'm just kind of like scrolling down, letting you see everything that they have here available for the different styles. And I'm gonna link the creator's actual original video in the description. And they go through everything. I just want to show you everything they have here. The different kind of styles you'll have to choose from. Over 90 different options for different movie aesthetics. City of God, that's a classic. Dune, Game of Thrones, Fight Club, Grease, Jurassic Park, Mad Max, Minority Report, that's another classic. Brother, Where Art Thou? Psycho, Parasite, Squid Game. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I remember that one. And Zero Dark 30. And of course, with the filter effect, they got 44 different options. So for people that are like super duper creative and people that want a lot of options, you know, in this channel family, we're all about options. This is the tool to consider if you're comfortable using API keys, specifically with Nano Banana. Now, I hope in the future, if this video gets out there to the creator, if they're able to incorporate Open Router, because Open Router also gives you access to the Nano Banana key, and you don't need to go through anything with Google for it. You can actually use Open Router and get access to Nano Banana. Now, I'll show you that in Open Router, how it has it made available, and I just hope that this video gets out to the creator, because maybe some people may or may not be comfortable with using Google, or just having options is a great thing to have. Right, so you got character reference, and that's just going to be these right here, what we upload. We'll create a character, outfit, maybe a scene, and we'll just really put it to the test. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that in the background. And once everything is filled here, you know, we'll take it for a spin and we'll get back to your family. Simple. All right, family. So I apologize for that long delay. It took a little bit. I had to go over into comment. I was doing some things. I created a document, created images. I created a custom gem. Tell me, just put something together real quick. And here's what we got. Right. This is all suggested by Gemini for demonstration purposes. Have my character, outfit, object, and scene. I'm just showing you this using the Elements tool. And you can see right here, this is the constructed prompt based on everything that we put. The only thing I didn't fill in here was the environment. And we're going to leave the resolution at 4K. And of course, you have different viewing directions. I might have overlooked this, but that's how that looks. And here we have our prompt. We can click to copy it. We can copy the scene as a JSON, or we could just go ahead and generate the image. Let's go ahead and see how it's going to look. So it's going to go ahead and develop. And we'll let it do its thing because it's tapping that API key. But the reason why I'm going to just leave it like this instead of pausing when it come back, because we actually want to see in real time how long it's going to take. So we have an idea just how exactly this tool works. Because the whole idea using this tool is that you download it on your computer, you own the software, that's you. At the time of this recording, it costs $14.99, and you're just using your API key to develop these things. So instead of going with a tool more fleshed out like Hicksfield, where things would probably be a little bit more faster, tools like this, you got to have a little bit more patience, because has to go in there, tap that API key, go through all these things, and generate the scene. So you can see right here, it did generate the character. I don't know. I guess that's okay. Put it in the hotel room, right? And of course, you could download it in high resolution. Now we can generate a scene from 4 random angles for character consistency. We can go ahead and test that out. We'll let it do its thing and see how that's looking. So it's going to go ahead and generate 4 different scenes. And we want to see how that looks. And we'll definitely play around with it a little bit more. Like I said, this is all using the Elements tool. Perhaps on the next go through, I won't use any elements and we'll just go with something straight from scratch. We're just demoing and seeing what the tool can do with actual references. But once we go through this first draft of seeing how long it takes, because remember, I'm putting it on 4K, the highest, not the 1K. It's probably going to cost me a little bit more on the API, but we're doing this for demonstration. But probably, more than likely, if you want to save some money, you put it down to 1K or 2K. 4K is the absolute highest. But if you're trying to generate those cinematic type quality images that you're going to use in your content, whether you're creating videos and whatnot, actually 1K and up is good. But just want to show you how that 4K come out. And it's probably going to take a little while because it's going to generate 4 different scenes. So we'll let it do its thing. And then once that's done, on the next iterations, what we're going to end up doing is we'll pause. And we'll tap in when it's complete. You can see right here the model that we're using in different angles. And it gives us the prompt right here. Can we just, okay, so we're going to go ahead and select each image individually. character looking consistent. Got a little bit of action here. I turned to purple. You know, AI is not perfect. And we have a character here. Let's put him in a hotel room. I probably could have picked a better environment, and I think I will. Maybe a wasteland or the desert for the next one. But just wanted to test it out. I didn't really have any idea off the top of my head. This is what I came up with. You can see right here. Took our character, put in the outfit, used the sword, used the scene, and went from there. So, in my opinion, it kept it rather consistent with the character, even though this scene looks kind of like I guess it's a different angle. But for the most part, it kept everything relatively consistent with our character. So what I'm gonna do is I'll do another run through, and I'll show you the results when that's done. So stand by, family. Actually, before I get to all that, I do want to show you. We go over here to view usage. You can see right here it's tapped. You can see the project that it's on, right? It's showing right here. It's January 19th. The pro image and the usage. Now, in terms of the billing, like I said with Google, it ain't right away. So that's the only caveat with using. That's the only caveat with using Gemini API key is Google's not billing you right away. You have to kind of wait, and then it'll show you in the Google Cloud what the billing's looking like. Matter of fact, hold on. All right, family. So I went ahead and went back into the gem. It gave me the suggestion, so you can see the subject and everything else that I did here. No reference images, so this is all from just Nano Banana doing his thing. And everything is in 1K right here. But this time we put it in 16 by 9 instead of 21 by 9. So that was actually my bad because I had reset everything. You can see right here it comes with the prompt each and every time, and every specific detail is embedded into the prompt. Character looks pretty consistent. Let's go ahead and generate. Let's see if we can generate another set of 4. And we just want to have a lot more images so we can see just different angles. Because it says set 1 of 1. Now I wonder if it's going to overwrite this set or if it's going to give us set 1 of 2. Well, 2 of 2. So you can see right here we can create additional sets. Here actually it gave us a fallen enemy. Our character is still looking pretty consistent. Different angles. And the battle is won. The battle is complete. And we did all that on 1K. We did that in 16 by 9. I think I'm going to run probably through 1 or 2 more. I think you get the gist of it. You can go with as many angles. Well, it seems like you can have as many scenes as you need, because you can see each time it gives us 4 random angles, consistent character. Now, what I would like to see in the update is a little bit more control in the different angles. Maybe a drop-down menu, so we can just pick which angles you want to choose. But I think even with the randomness of the selection, that it works out pretty well. And this is on the 1K, 16 by 9. We could do anything. Maybe in the next one we'll do a 9 by 16 and see how that work. You know, people with TikTok and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through another one. We're gonna keep it at 1K because the API finna get tapped on this video, and then I'll tap back in with you when we're done. All right, family. So I'm just gonna bring you right to the end result, show you everything that we did, what we put in. Here's our initial prompt. And one thing to note, that if you're not happy with the initial image, you could just hit generate image and it'll regenerate it again until you're happy with the image that you want to use here as the primary render for the references. And then you have your angles here. We'll just blow it up. Here's our character right here. So this one looks a little bit more spaced out, like that image right there. A couple of these images kind of just seem like these two are kind of the same as this one, but these two came out pretty okay. We're gonna do a few more tests in different aspect ratio. We did 21 by 9, 16 by 9. We'll do 4, 3, 3, 4, 1, 1, and then we'll wrap this up, family. Simple. All right, family. So you can see here the constructed prompt, everything that we did right here, what we was going for. Let's just go ahead and take a look at our images, keeping everything in 1K. Here's our star right here. This one kind of came out a little bit wonky, how they're holding the weapon. But it seems like you can't regenerate the individual images. That's why you see I did another batch. So you can't regenerate these images. You can regenerate the primary render, the primary reference image, but not these individual angles, which is something I hope that the developer takes into consideration. If we like the angle, but maybe something's wrong and we want to regenerate that, that would be beautiful. See, he's getting ready to go for his weapon. That shot is crazy. Go crazy. Not gonna lie, it's getting them angles. So the only thing it had an issue with really was, well, this time the weapon is in his hand, but he's not firing at anybody. So that's the only thing I have an issue with here. But other than that, the angles where he's getting ready to grab his weapon, it looks pretty good. Probably could throw something like that in VO, take some of these angles and let something like VO figure out the rest to make it work. But we're gonna do a couple more. We'll do 3, 4, 1, 1, and then I'll wrap the video up with my final thoughts on the Nano Banana Pro Builder. Simple. All right, family. So tapping back in, you can see what we're doing right here. And one thing I do want you to note, and I didn't show you, but you can actually select more than one filter. Just so you know, you can select more than one filter. So I actually didn't know that. I learned that when I was playing around with it. So everything else, it seems like you only could select one thing. But in terms of the filter effects, you could select more than one filter. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these images. Here's our reference image. Here's our star right here. Sorry if you hear any barking in the background. Apologize about that. There we go. Then we have the pursuers right here. Here's our star again. Nano Banana has done a great job, in my opinion, keeping everything consistent in terms of the character look, how she looks, her outfit, everything. And then we got this crazy angle right here looking extremely dope, in my opinion. and then just back here. So we done tested out Nano Banana Pro Builder, pretty much generating the prompts, and Nano Banana Pro generating these images in a bunch of different aspect ratios. The only one left to do is 1 by 1. We see it adheres to each aspect ratio. We're just gonna do 1 by 1, and I'll wrap this up. Simple. All right, family. So here's how it's looking right here. This is what I did. Here's our primary image. There is our star. There's the different angles. A couple of these are the same. Yeah. That's a great angle right there. That's a great angle right there. Character looking real consistent. That's a great angle right there. And of course, that's a great angle right there. I mean, it's doing its thing, family. It's doing its thing. I put everything in 1K because, tapping that API key. And speaking of that API key, we're going to head back over here. Let's copy that prompt. We over in Gemini. Let's just see. Let's see what Gemini do with it. So you can see right here we got 40. Let's actually refresh that. So we got 50 requests right here, and with the billing, I'm not gonna see it for a few days or so. So I may come back and let y'all know how much it actually cost me to do all these images. I know there was one set that I did that was 4K. Other than that, everything was 1K. And to kind of give you an idea of how much it's going to cost you if you're using your Gemini API key. And once again, I'm going to stress to the actual creator of this project. Once again, I apologize for the barking family. If they do, and here's what Gemini itself did. Nano Banana is great. For them to give access to Open Router. Matter of fact, that's what I want to show you. Hold on, family. So I'm over here in Open Router on my account. So you could see how much it's gonna cost you right here. And the reason why I'm stressing to the creator of this product to allow us to use Open Router, directly link it to Nano Banana, is because we pay right away. For people that low cost conscious about using the Gemini API key, because you don't know how much it's costing, and Google's just gonna bill you. They're gonna bill you and let you use up that your allotted amount of what you put on your account that you're willing to use, and then they'll hit you with that bill. I'd rather just pay as you go, pay up front. So for the creator, PromptGeek, I ask in your next update for the API key, you allow us to use Open Router because it connects you directly to Nano Banana Pro on pretty much any API key that connects you to Nano Banana Pro that bills you right away. So you know exactly, you can control the cost for your product, for your projects. Because, cost control matters when people are running a business or just in general. So shout out PromptGeek. I ain't no hater. It's a lifetime deal, family. But it's a software that you own once you buy it, right? So my thoughts on Nano Banana Pro Builder. If you're looking for something that's an alternative to everything out there, like Hicksfield, that doesn't have a monthly subscription, but you still want to have access to a tool that gives you unique customized prompts where you can control everything from the camera body to the shot angles to the subject in action, and a commitment from the developer to support the tool with updates, and you still locked in at that $14.99, definitely, if you have Windows, pick it up. I tried to shoot this video for y'all on the Mac and try to run it on the Mac. I didn't test out the actual Mac. They said it's experimental. And I tried to run it in crossover and it didn't work. So that was my experience with it. So that's the only limitation. It's only for Windows users right now. The creators Gonna work on the Mac version to try to get it to work and do what it need to do. So that's the only limitation. It's only for Windows. Well, it's not only. It's optimized for Windows users and those VMs on Macs. I haven't tested them out, just crossover, and I wasn't able to get it to work. But I definitely recommend it. There'll be a link in the description below for Nano Banana Pro Builder, PromptGeek's channel, so you could go watch the video for yourself and see what other people are saying about it. And a link to Prompt Builder's Gumroad. So if you interested in picking it up, you could go ahead and do that. Not affiliated. I just think it's a genuinely good product for creators that want to be able to create these kind of images in something that they own and not be locked into a platform. I'm not against subscriptions. I'm all about options. And on this channel, family, options matter. Simple. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video right here. This is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video, family. Peace. I know I wrapped up the video, family, but I did want to show you that right now it's still on sale for $14.99, and it is going crazy right now. 702 sales, and I'm one of them sales. So I just wanted to show you what the page look like and what they talking about. They position themselves as the Hicksfield killer. You could watch videos like mine and videos from people that you trust, and you can determine that. So I didn't demonstrate the JSON export, but you did see that that feature was there. You could copy the raw JSON or optimize text prompt instantly, and then just use it in whatever AI image generator you want. So even if you don't use the tool itself to generate the actual images with Gemini, you could still use the tool itself to be a super duper overpowered prompt creator. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do until they implement Open Router, because I prefer Open Router if I'm going to use Nano Banana. So I just wanted to show you what the page look like, and they give you instructions and all that. So shout out to PromptGeek. And also I did want to show you, this is what it looked like when you actually purchase the product. Here's what you get access to. There's no links here, so I could show you this. But this is what it looked like. You can see the Mac versions is in beta. You can see you made it for the Mac, Intel, the ARM64, and the regular Mac, I assume M1. And what I demoed for you all today was the Windows version. So this is what you get access to for $14.99, family. For $14.99, family. And at the time of this recording, fam is not saying, hey, Mac or Windows. He didn't make it a specifically Windows application. Fam made it so that you get both versions for $14.99. So in my opinion, family, it's a no-brainer. So with that being said, drop your thoughts in the comment section below about Nano Banana Pro Prompt Builder app. What you think about it? I think it's a go. There'll be links in the description if you want to pick it up. And I'm going to end the video right here. This is Brian, the introverted marketer. It ain't hard to tell. It's simple. I'm going to catch you on the next video, family. Peace.
It ain't hard to tell.